Okay. Let's talk about the woman who ended her engagement and then got kicked out of her would-be sister-in-law's wedding pretty much in the same day. Now, I don't keep up with the drama, but this came across my TikTok feed and I said, we need to bring it to YouTube. So like I said, this story centers a girl who took to the internet to show herself ending her engagement and moving out of her ex-fiance's house. But then we find out that she was also kicked out of her would-be sister-in-law's bridal party. So this all started when a girl named Julia decided to post a video of herself and her dad moving her out of her ex-fiance's house and finding some new girl already there. So backstory, Julia and her ex-fiance, they were living together before they decided to end their engagement, not amicably, as I'm sure you would have guessed. So she calls her dad to help her move out of this apartment, and both of them get quite the shock to see that there's another girl, a new girl that has already slid into that empty space.
Belongings?
She lives here. What's your problem? Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? I'm just here.
Okay, check them out then.
He's gonna do the same thing to you, trust me.
Yeah.
Haley, do you remember, did I buy these nail clippers for the dogs?
Excuse me, was I talking to you?
No, she doesn't speak on that.
So apparently the ex had just met this girl the night before on Tinder. So we can just call her Tinderella. Tinderella, okay? So Tinderella, unlike Cinderella, was still there after midnight. And she was not only there, she decided that she was going to be windmilling, throwing shade as Julia and her dad were trying to get her stuff to move out. So not only was she present, she was threatening Julia on her new man's behalf. As if that wasn't enough drama, a girl named Brooklyn, shout out to my city, Brooklyn, anyway, enters the chat. So Brooklyn is a more established creator on TikTok with over 200,000 followers. She recently got engaged and has been sharing her journey to her wedding. But then she randomly posts this.
You wanna fight, you found it. So grounded, you the fishes before. Whose portraits on the map?
But people in the comments are tagging Julia. And so of course everyone notices that and they're like, we want the tea. What's the connection here? And Brooklyn, being the content creator that she is, gives the people exactly what they want.
Hey guys, let's get into this video on why I kicked a bridesmaid out of my wedding party. To start off, let me give you guys a little backstory on why I even asked her to be a bridesmaid. My fiance has a brother. His brother told us that he was planning on asking her to marry him when we went on a trip to Tennessee, so I thought we would be family. That'd be the perfect person to put into place. So I thought we were going to be family for the rest of our life. That's why I was allowing her to be in the wedding. Now let's get into why I kicked her out. So like I just said, we had gotten word that he was about to ask her to marry him. If you guys remember, I went on a family trip with Bryson's family at the end of August, close to September. Well, on that family trip, that is when he asked her the question. Of course, us family members knew this was gonna happen. We were doing family photos, but the engagement was happening during that time.
So did you connect the dots? Brooklyn's fiance has a brother who recently got engaged. Yup, you guessed it. That brother who recently got engaged is the same man that was caught in 4K with Tinderella, my dear.
Oh my God! Wow!
Now, if you are confused as to why Brooklyn inserted herself into someone else's viral moment, so are we all. We're all very confused about that. So anyway, Brooklyn is sharing how she knew that this proposal, that her fiance's brother was going to propose, and so she selflessly, being a content creator, was able to try and record or capture that moment. But Julia didn't like that. She accused Brooklyn of making the moment all about her.
Mind y'all, I stayed behind everybody. I made sure I didn't get in their moment, anything. But she wants to say that I made that moment about me because I took a video of them. But again, I got asked by my fiance's mom to do that.
So long story short, because Julia and Brooklyn already had some sort of tension, Once Julia's engagement was off, Brooklyn said, oh, this is the perfect opportunity. This is the perfect opportunity to kick her to the curb and get her out the wedding. Well, this is the internet, so Julia, of course, saw Brooklyn's story time, and she decided that she had something to say about her ex-would-be sister-in-law's story. Julia has something to say about Brooklyn's version of events.
For starters, I'd like to go ahead and clear everything up with that video. She never kicked me out like she says she did. I never even knew her that well, actually. I was only her bridesmaid because the girl before me couldn't do it. I was basically just a placeholder. But I mean, here's the screenshots of her kicking me out if you guys want to pause and read those.
So Brooklyn says, I'm really sorry about everything that's been going on. I know this has been a lot for you. I hate to add more on top of it, but I didn't want to reach out. I did want to reach out and let you know that if you and Bailey aren't planning to move forward with the marriage, I'll sadly have to find a different bridesmaid. I hope you understand, and I truly wish you the best as you take time for yourself and figure things out. Julia says, of course, don't worry about it. Brooklyn says, I'll go ahead and have Bailey grab the dress so I can have that back. Julia says, yes, everything you could possibly be worried about. I'm glad my situation concerned you enough to worry about yourself. Bailey has your dress.
And about the whole car ride proposal situation, I never had a problem with her. We never offered to take her. She never said she was going to ride with us until the morning of the vacation when we were leaving. But here are screenshots of those messages as well, where my ex's mom said that they already planned on them riding with her. Never had a problem personally with her. I was more upset that my fiance didn't put his foot down. And during the proposal, her recording and everybody being there, I did not have a problem with that. I had a problem with everything after. Like, instantly we went on to take family photos, whatever. It just felt like the moment was insignificant to us and it wasn't for us. All she did was involve herself in something that she's not involved in at all. And I'm trying to be the bigger person here. I wasn't going to give her the time of day and make a video about it, but everybody's asking because some people do believe her, whatever. The only reason she even made a video was because mine went viral and she's looking for clout. It's how she makes her money, and if she has to make up a story, she absolutely will.
If you're like me, you're like, well, why did the engagement end in the first place? And if we listen closely, Brooklyn kind of hinted at that in her video.
I ended up finding all of this out, though, after the fact she called off their engagement. I'm not going to get into that because that is none of my business, but what I will tell you guys is she does have a viral video going around right now calling my fiance's brother a cheater, but let's remember who cheated first, girly. Two can play that game.
So Brooklyn implies that Julia was actually the one that cheated first on her ex-fiance or on Bailey, and thus the ex-fiance cheated back. But this is a real shocker.
That being said, I never cheated on my ex. Things ended when he hit on my little brother's girlfriend.
Hey, wait. Yes, you heard that right. Correct. You had it correctly, my dear. A grown 27-year-old man, Julia's ex-fiancé, was trying to hit on Julia's younger brother's girlfriend. Julia's 17-year-old younger brother's girlfriend, who I could only assume was 17, 18.
Hey, have you talked to any girls that just turned 18?
You're the one who tried hitting on my little brother's girlfriend before we ever broke up. You f***ing weirdo. Little brother's girlfriend. That she was gonna move in here
my
too.
17-year-old son's girlfriend.
You guys are really, really pathetic.
And we know that it's true because we can hear Julia's dad confront the ex-fiance as he's moving her out. But, however, if that is not enough proof, this ex-fiance texted Julia's younger brother, Chuck, after the incident to apologize. Hey Chuck, I've been meaning to reach out, but I wasn't sure how or when the right time would be. I owe you a sincere apology for messaging your girlfriend and getting flirty. It was thoughtless, disrespectful, and it crossed a serious line. I hate that I made both of you uncomfortable and damaged the trust between you. I'm truly sorry. I've reflected a lot on why I did it, and there's no excuse. Only that I wasn't thinking about anyone but myself in the moment. I don't expect forgiveness or even a reply. I just needed you to hear this directly from me. No hard feelings, whatever you decide. Bro, the bro was not in there, but I just threw that in there. Creative license, my dear. Brooklyn! 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 How many times did I call your name? Are you not embarrassed? Eh? Are you not embarrassed that this is gonna be your soon-to-be brother-in-the-law? Hello? Is anybody home? It's just ridiculous. It's becoming very unbecoming. Now, if you think that ex-fiance is bad, ooh, buckle up, buttercup, because you are not ready for this next part. Julia, despite her better judgment, after that incident decides to stay with him and try to work it out until the walk was no walking and the relationship started sinking.
And from then, I mean, we were kind of arguing, and that's when he messaged my little brother's girlfriend and was hitting on her, asking to take her out to coffee, like asking her all these personal questions or whatever. She immediately texted me. She's like, girl, he's saying that you guys aren't together. I'm like, we definitely are together. And that's how that went. Things ended right there. And then from that point on, I'm moving out.
Yes, you heard it correctly. He reached out to her little brother's girlfriend again. That's scallywag. That's scoundrel. So of course, that is when the whole engagement and everything ended. That's the reason why. Yeah, now the whole Julia cheating first thing, I have not seen any proof. I have not seen any receipts, so I can't speak to that. But then Brooklyn then comes back, right? And I didn't get the video. I wasn't able to capture the video before. I believe she took it down. But let's just say there was not any proof to these Julia cheating first allegations. She basically just implies that Julia had signed another lease and thus she didn't technically still live in that apartment with the ex-fiance. I guess the point of that was to imply that she didn't have the right to come back and get her stuff. I don't really know what the point of that was. I was confused. I was confused by that. I was confused by that. Yeah, I was confused by that. Yeah.
He meets some random girl online, and the next day she's threatening me, threatening to throw my stuff outside. Like, and this girl just met him too the night before. I had every right to be there because I still live there. I paid him rent. I had every right to be there. My dad, and we went and got my stuff, got his truck. I tried to get my stuff, but they wanted to stir up drama. A lot of my personal stuff was still there. Obviously, she threatened me about it. She was even wearing his clothes the second night together and threatening his ex-fiance that was still moving out of his house.
Anyway, that's pretty much the whole story. Now, here are some things that I got from it. First things first, this is some mess that has nothing to do with me. And I love that for me so much. Second, this was some mess that also had nothing to do with Brooklyn, but she inserted herself. And now the whole world and the FBI know that her soon-to-be brother-in-law, Bailey it was, is someone to keep a close watching on. Close eyeball. In a way, chill, that's it. Look, you cannot pick your family, but you can pick whose family you are willing to join. So do your due diligence, pray, and end an engagement if you have to, okay? Open your ears, shine your eyes. Hello, my name is JC. If you are new here, thank you so much for your viewership. I really enjoyed it. Hope that this story was interesting because I found it to be super interesting and super random. This video is going to be sponsored by me, okay? So I do have a hair growth oil. We're finally back in stock. I was waiting for my bottles to come in from China, okay? And they're here. And yeah, if you're interested or on the market for hair growth oil, definitely check it out. My hair has definitely gone through some things, but we are working it out, and this oil has absolutely been helping. So please do check that link in the description box. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.